Hey y'all, welcome back to the show. I wanted to provide y'all an update as to where I've been at with my pursuit of becoming a real estate sales agent. So I finish up my pre-license coursework, and so I'm now preparing to take the state national exam. So looking forward to that. Been averaging like mid to low 80s on my test. So I make it look like you need 70 to pass. 80 something right there in the middle. Let me tell you what I'm doing to kind of get ready. I'm going through. I'm doing the practice test. I'm taking it all questions that I miss, and I'm cataloging all my questions I missed, so I can go back and just restudy the questions that I missed, so I could see what was it the way that they asked it that made me think of something different. Some of the things maybe I selected the right answer, and then I second guess myself, selected something else. Look, I'm not trying to make a 100%, right? But if I want to be good, just good up in there, and pass it, right? The first time. They ain't trying to do this a whole bunch of times. We go past this thing the first time and be done. I know some people get test anxiety. I don't get that. I've always had the mindset of either you know it or you don't, right? When I took tests in school, it's like either I knew it or I didn't, and I just owned it, So I would encourage you to own it. Just own everything. Whatever you're doing, own it, man. But this journey has been a long journey. I actually started August of last year, and we've been chopping at it ever since, man. And it's coming along. As I've been getting ready for this prep, I kind of been taking this practice test every day. Today, I'm not going to take it today. I'm just going to study the questions. I feel like if I keep taking the practice test like every single day, right? I'm forcing something different. So I want to go into this really relaxed. That's something that martial arts taught me, man, is to stay relaxed in what could feel like a high pressure moment. And it's really not. It's just you putting pressure on yourself, right? And so I don't want to put any more added pressure on myself than needs to be, right? I just want to take my time, learn, make sure I know the material, and really, get into it. So like whenever I study for anything, right, I dig into it, man. Like, okay, get myself, I envision myself. The reason I'm answering these questions is because clients are going to ask me these questions, right? So I want to be their trusted, their trusted advisor during this home buying process, or during this purchase. And so I imagine and I envision myself, talking with the customer asking me, is flood, how is flood damage covered, right? And can they trust me to point out things that they don't see, and make sure that the seller is doing right by what the contract is positioning, i.e., if I notice something broke, say something. Don't just be like, you didn't see it? Oh well, that's not having my client's best interest at hand, right? So those are that's the mindset I get in when I'm taking these tests, or whenever, or even when you get to like the math stuff, and it's like, somebody has put a down payment, 25% down payment. They got a loan for $300,000. They put 25% down. How much is the loan that they got, right? And so I put myself in that position, like. Of talking to the customer, like I imagine myself just being right there with the customer saying, hey, I want to finance a home, max 300,000. What do you have? What do you have to put down, right? And they have that number figured out, and I can just help run numbers while we're just talking, right? So I know, and I know a lot of this comes with a repetition, right? The more you do it, the the easier it gets, the faster you get with your calculations, all those sort of things. And I get that. That's going to come with time, and I'm fine with that. So wanted to just kind of share what's on my heart. I'm really looking forward to this. I have tried to seriously, I have tried to record this like the last 4 times, and I was trying to just directly record it right into my computer, and it wasn't working. So I gotta take the long route now because I don't trust my laptop. I gotta get a new one. I was just talking to Angel about that today, but I need to get me an iMac, man. My poor laptop is it's struggling. I have a 2016 MacBook Pro, old school. She's been running for a long time. She's done a great job. It's that time. Got Angel a laptop last year, so I'm good to get me one. Probably get me one this year. For sure, go get me one this year, especially with all the video editing we're gonna be doing. Anyways, a lot of stuff to share. Excuse me. I shot a podcast episode with one of my good friends from church. Man, this is exciting. This is going to be good. He's a business owner, owns a construction company. They do multiple $1 million. It's super cool. But I'm going to be bringing guests onto this show who are entrepreneurs, even in real estate and also outside of real estate, because entrepreneur is an entrepreneur. You know, who you create a product for or a service for it is irrelevant. The principles remain the same, right? You have to know how to sell. You're gonna have to create experience. You got to know how to create value. And yes, I'm gonna gear a lot of this. I'm gonna gear these things to real estate agents. But I just want you to be in the mindset of an entrepreneur. I have been blessed. I mean, seriously, I've been blessed to work in a career in sales where you have to embody the entrepreneurial spirit if you're going to be successful. I've also have experience in multi-level marketing, and I've had primarily one business, but the mindset that they taught me in there, it has lived with me ever since I first got started with these guys back in high school, man, and it was critical. They helped shape my mind towards business and entrepreneurship, ultimately sales. Excuse me. Ultimately sales, and I have been blessed because of it. You know what I'm saying? Blessed to learn that. Blessed to been poured into at such a young age. First book I read, one of the first books I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Changed my life. Been trying to figure out how to get to that passive income ever since, right? And that's why you get into multi-level marketing, because you want to build this passive income, do this work one time, build a passive income or residual income, and live the high life, right? What I love about the brokerage that I'm anticipating joining, they have a similar model, and so looking forward to it. They're doing a great job. It's a cloud-based service, like cloud-based brokerage, and I think we'll get in there. They're going to do fine, So I'm super excited about that. Super excited about the future of real estate. Here's what's interesting. I've helped no lie. I've helped 3-4 people get into real estate, whether it be agents, investors, whatever. Help them get started, right? And I didn't even know what I was doing, but they was like, yeah, that makes sense. Got in, and now they're doing it big, and it's like, man, I started and then stopped, and now I'm coming back around to it. So I'm coming back around to it on the retail side. I would talk about the difference between a wholesaler and an agent. So when I first got into real estate, I was actually wholesaling. I had no interest in becoming a realtor at all, or a real estate sales agent at all. Reason being, because at the end of the day, if it's to make money off a house, you can do that wholesaling, right? Without going through all the coursework and all those things. and all really being a wholesaler is you're finding you're finding properties that are motivated sellers, right? And it's just oversimplified, but this is really what it is. You're finding motivated sellers, and you're making them a cash offer. And then what you're doing from there is that you are assigning your contract to an investor. You might have a list of investors who buy homes in the area. I know the very first home that we ever wholesale. What I did, I went to a neighborhood that I knew was transitioning. They was going from these old wooden homes to nice, beautiful, magnificent homes. So I would go through and look at the homes that was for sale by owner or vacant, and I just started skip searching them. Well, one home I looked at, I actually called, and it was an investor, and so he was flipping it, and he was like, "Well, if you got a deal, I might be interested in selling." I was like, "Cool." So this business is all about networking. He said, well, I ended up having lunch with this guy, and understanding, what is this criteria, what he's looking for, and he's buying homes in a certain part of Houston, blah blah blah. I said, okay, cool. And in the area that I was looking for, well, I found the home that was vacant. Tracked down the owner. The owner said, yeah, I'll sell it if we can, clear the title. So we helped get the title cleared, and I called that investor and said, hey, got this house on this street, his address. Boom. He said, oh, I know the house. I'll give you this for it. And I said, cool. And so I bought it for, I made an offer to the owner for a certain amount, and then I sold it to this investor for his amount, and I kept the difference. And it was great, man. It's like 20 grand. It was super exciting. That was the first wholesale deal I'd ever did. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is legit. I didn't know that was a rarity. I think I would do it a lot different too today than I did then. I noticed, the guy was like, man, that's a big spread. And I'm like, well, that's what you said you was going to pay for the house. Who cares what I got it for, But what I would do differently though would be like, probably just do like a flat rate, right? Like a flat rate for homes that I find, and that way the investors can they know if they're working with me. My max is X amount of dollars, and they can manage a good profit, versus me sucking up a lot of profits and then trying to leave them room for profits for profits as well. It gets challenging. Like you really would have to sell it for a high number. Hopefully really inflate them, which means that somebody's going to lose in the deal here. The owner, either the original owner, original seller, is going to lose, right? Because they truthfully want as much as they can for the property, right? And then the investor, the buyer, they're going to lose because they're cutting into profits, that they could have used and built trust with you to be a good source of leads, a good source of inventory for them, for their business, at a fair price, right? And so if you can get good at finding leads, right, finding these properties and getting them under contract and selling them and assigning that contract to an investor, and these investors know that you charge a fair amount, and they can profit. They can profit with your deals. They'll most likely buy your deals over others. So I would probably do things a little bit different. As an agent, right? You are responsible for helping the seller sell their home for the most amount that they can get, right? Even if it's like an investor special, you still want to help that owner sell their home for as much as they can. If that makes sense, right? As what the market would allow. And that could be, whether it's retail or it could be to an investor or whatever, but you're really trying to help your client get the most that they can for their property, based upon what it is, right? And so you're going to have some more costs that are going to be associated with that, as far as marketing up the property, and with hosting showings, those sort of things, and getting the property sold. Listed on MLS, all those things. So a lot more going into it. I definitely notice, again, it's a lot different on the investor side than it is on the retail side. The retail side, you have buyers that are trying to get financing, all those things. Investors, it's just cash, man. It's cash all day long. And so these deals happen a lot quicker, man. They boom, boom, boom. So I have a lot more experience on that side than I do on the retail side, outside of my own personal experience, right, of buying 2 pieces of property thus far. So I'm looking forward to getting into my first deal and growing this business, man. We have big plans, and won't disclose it all right now because it's kind of unfolding. I'm still trying to figure it out. We just running with it. We're just going with however the Lord is leading us. And I love being in that place, and I'm going to encourage you to stay in that place of letting the Lord lead you in everything that you do, and following that path of peace in Him, through Him, right? So yeah, tonight I'm just going to be studying up these questions that I missed, and just getting ready, So, but I wanted to give y'all just a quick update. Excuse me. Big plans for the show. Big plans for the channel. Again, like I said, going to be interviewing a lot of entrepreneurs. We're going to be talking about entrepreneur mindset, tips and tricks. Probably also we're going to strategies when you're running your business. Whether it be tax strategies, getting houses sold strategies, whatever. Some stuff that I'm trying. Cold calling, FISBOs or whatever. I'm gonna show it all, man. I'm gonna show you how I build this real estate business, who I surround myself around, right? And I would encourage you to do the same. And when you're trying to level up, you're trying to go to this next place, who are around you is a big deal. It's a big deal. You can't get to somewhere you haven't been, being surrounded by the people that you've always been around. And it's really true. It's just like when you come saved and you become a Christian, right? If you hang around a bunch of heathens, you're gonna go back to heathen, right? I mean, it is what it is. If you're a believer, you want to get yourself around believers. If you're married, you want to get yourself around married people, right? If you want to be an entrepreneur, get yourself around entrepreneurs. Understand how they think. Excuse me. Understand their risk tolerance. How they perceive risk. How they perceive investments. How they perceive spending. How they perceive saving. And change your mind. Look at things a little bit different. So again, super excited. Y'all stay tuned to the journey. This journey is about to get wild, man. And I mean wild in a really good way. Wild to see God work things out, see God put things together. So I've seen him do it before. I know he's going to do it again. And if you're in that place as well, just like I am, scared to, you get nervous, you comfortable with how life is going, but something needs to change. And you want to make that jump, right? You want to make that change, that adjustment. Follow me as I do it, because I'm going to do it. I've done it before. We learned a lot, and we've seen God make a way and provide. And so we're looking forward to doing it again, right? And running after God with all we got. So be encouraged. Click that like button, subscribe, follow for more, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.